Hi, my name's Harry Bristow. I'm also known as the Warrior. Most people that don't know me don't know my story, but those who do always tell me I should share it. This is my crazy transformation. In 2011 I was diagnosed with an eating disorder, anorexia. I was then hospitalised in October 2011. I was put onto life machines. I was given help every day to be able to eat food. At 5'8", I was weighing in at 6 stone and 7 pounds. One of the lightest I've ever been at the age of 20 years old. It was a very tough time in my life, and for my family as well, who had to suffer with me. Every day was an ongoing battle. I always had stress and I always had problems day in and day out, and the only thing I felt like I could control was food. Food became a big part of my life. It became a big part of who I was, and it was the only thing that I could control, until one day it took over me and it started controlling me. When it started to get to really extreme levels, no longer able to cope with things, and everything became a challenge. Going out with friends, going out with family, going out just myself was a challenge. As most of you know, you need nutrition to be able to function properly, for you to be able to walk, for you to be able to think, to write, to speak. You need nutrition and you need energy. So every day was a challenge for me, as I had no energy and I had no nutrition within inside me. So everything became a challenge, and everything became more of a stress, that I was pushing myself further and further away from my family and pushing myself closer and closer to death. The problem with an eating disorder is that it becomes a mental disorder. It starts playing tricks on your mind, and the mind starts telling you things that you don't want to be hearing. It starts telling your body that you see things that you don't want to see. But when I was in hospital, I decided I had to let myself out, and it was only me who could fix this. No doctors, no family member, no friends, no one but me. So I took myself out of hospital. I took that challenge. And my doctors even told me that I wasn't ready to leave, that I still needed help and I wasn't capable of doing this on my own. But I was more determined than anyone else, and I knew that nobody could save me but myself. Not long after I left the hospital, I still looked like this. And about 6 months to 8 months later, I started to look like this. Progress was coming on. It was back and forth, back and forth. It was always 1 step forward, 2 steps back. But I never gave up. I carried on. Yes, when I left the hospital, I did go back to the gym and I did start training and exercising. But this time, I did it the right way. And that right way was my idol, my best friend, who guided me that way. And he was my father. My father was once a bodybuilder himself. He wasn't a pro. He was only just did it for pure interest, as he loved the sport. He showed me so many things, so many different... My father and I made a commitment to each other, that we would help each other step by step, as we both suffered with mental disorders, and we both had suffered previously with eating disorders. He once said to me that he believes in me, and that he believed in me more than I believed in my own self. My dad took me to the first gym, Metroflex, in Last Sydenham. When I stepped foot in there, I knew that this was the start of something new. That I am now currently battling an eating disorder that will live for me for the rest of my life. With the help of my dad, who knew everything about bodybuilding, I knew I could do it. With his help, I had everything. I had belief, I had faith, I had guidance, I had strength. There was no time for weakness. We trained and we trained and we trained. Every single day we worked our arse off. We never gave up. We never surrendered. He gave me all of his time every day. When I needed answers, he got it for me. Whether he knew it or he didn't, he found the answers and he provided me with what I wanted to hear. And he became my idol, and he became my biggest inspiration. And without him, I was... After a few more months, this was my progress. This was around my 21st birthday. A few months after my 21st birthday, this was my progress, and I started looking like this. After a little while, I eventually moved out from my dad's house where I was currently living, and I moved back in with my mother. There, I took on a new journey, a new path, a new gym, a new strategy. I then decided I want to become a pro bodybuilder. I want to succeed and I want to climb to the top of the ladder. And this is my time to prove that I can make it to the top. I've come this far from an eating disorder. I wanted to make my dad proud and show him I can make it to the top and become a pro bodybuilder. So my new goal and my new journey was to focus on bodybuilding, to get as big as I could and start entering my first competition. I told my dad the news and he was over the moon. He couldn't believe it and he was so excited to help me. After a few years had passed from 2011, I'd seen that I'd come a very long way and I started to see the improvements and I could start seeing the progress that I've done from 2011 to now. And my dad was more proud than anyone. I felt so happy, I felt so relieved, and I felt like I was finally getting there. Then sadly, on April the 9th of 2015, I found out some very horrible news that changed my life forever. On Thursday, April the 9th, I found out that my father had passed away. My best friend and my idol, the man who I looked up to every single day, the man I saw as a best friend more than I did as a father, and I didn't know what to do. After everything we had achieved together, I felt he didn't deserve this more than anyone. We deserved to still be here together today, fighting side by side. My father's passing was a sudden one and come to us as a shock. Me and my family were devastated and we couldn't believe it. I myself was absolutely devastated when I heard the news, because there was so much I wanted to prove to my dad and there was so much I wanted to give back to him. But after I found out my father passed away, I found the strength and the motivation and the determination to get up and work harder than ever, and to provide you with this information as well of my story and my life and my journey. Has all come from the strength that he has given me. So as I sit here now telling you my story and my journey of my eating disorder to losing my best friend, I want to thank my dad for giving me the strength that I have today, to be the person I am today, to be here where I am at this current condition, inspiring people already, achieving goals already. They are all little goals and they are all little achievements, but every day the achievements get bigger, and they will get bigger eventually until I make it to the top, until we make it to the top. So what I want to say to you guys while you're watching this is never dream too small, never think too small, always think big and dream big and achieve the impossible, as nobody knows what tomorrow will bring you. As time goes on, whatever your goals are in life, whether you want to succeed, whether you want to be happy, whether there's somewhere you want to be, if there's somebody you want to be with, whatever your goal is or dream, go out there and achieve it. Do whatever you have to do to get whatever it is you want to get, and don't stop, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Only you have the power to get there, and only you have the strength, and only you can do it. I'm the warrior and I believe in you, and this is my story. Thank you for listening.
Even if I tear a bicep, I'm still going to stay on my discipline. Look at me from every angle, and you're not going to see one piece of my body that's undeveloped. I'm going to develop symmetry, conditioning, and I'm going to whoop the ass of anyone.
I have learned lightning do strike twice. I have